Welcome to Tevin Talks. This is not your typical podcast. We will get into wrestling, lifestyle, and mental health. This podcast is unfiltered and ready to go. The episode will begin in a moment, but before it does, go ahead and give us a follow on all social medias, Tevin Talks, and make sure you give us a follow on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple, wherever you may listen to your podcast. Here's Tevin.
Good morning, my family. I hope everybody is doing well today. This is a new episode of Tevin Talks, and today I want to know what everybody feels like mentally. I want to know where your head is because, if I'm being honest, I've been seeing a lot of mental breakdowns and potential crash outs online, and it makes me feel away because everybody should have somebody to talk to or to vent to. You know, if you're that friend that does not give good advice at all, but you're somebody that can sit there and listen and let your friend cuss it out or whatever they got to do just to make them feel better, this should be for you. Because I know for a fact that having an outlet, having somebody to vent to, is a therapy that you don't have to pay for. And by all means, I'm not telling you to not go pay for therapy, because guess what? I'm not a genius. I don't know everything. Some people might think I'm slow. It is what it is. But therapy can be very, very helpful. Coming from somebody who did therapy for years. Dealing with grief and just things that didn't sit well with me growing up, you know. It's one of those things that unless you do it, you'll never know. But you see, a lot of people will sit back and try to think therapy is something that they don't need, especially men, grown men, think that it's okay to just sit back and be pissed off all the time and keep everything bottled up and not express how you feel, hell, not to cry. You know, let's be real. Everybody does it, regardless if you do it around people or not. These are not things that are meant to be inside of us. That's why a lot of the times people feel sick to their stomachs when they got something going on. They feel like they can't breathe. They feel like they can't move on. They feel like that they should possibly leave this earth because they can't deal with it. Like, this episode is for you. I think that people do not take the time to actually sit back and look and see if they're okay. People say it all the time as a crutch. I'm okay. And then the worst ones, those friends that are always saying they're okay and they never express something else, you really need to check on them. And I'm not talking about over the phone. Some people might be at a distance. You might just need to pop up on that friend. That friend might need to see. That friend really might need a hug and they'll break. I've seen it happen plenty of times. I've had friends, hey, what's going on with you? Good? I ain't heard from you in a minute. And no, I'm good, bro. Male or female? Yeah, I'm good. I dap them up, give them a little side hug, and I just hear sniffles. Now, one, I'm ask you if you're sick. You already get the hell away from me. But I look down and see them crying. I'm like, yo, what's up? Like, man, some people just need an embrace. Some people just need somebody that they know that actually cares about them, that's not going to judge them. You can ask anybody that has ever had an encounter with me. I do not judge. Because I know for a fact that people go through things, a lot of things that they cannot control. People have really rough upbringings, abusive relationships with abusive parents, drugs in the household. Like, I've seen it all and I've heard it all. I'm 32 years old, and I promise you, I feel like my lifespan and my mindset on things, and just from people that I've talked to, makes me feel like I'm like 50 or 60 years old, because I feel like I've been through quite a bit. Whether that is, you know, dealing with drugs, with dealing with death, birth, living your dreams, all of that. And I'm not saying that a lot of that stuff I'm proud of, because, I mean, it's a lot of things that I haven't talked about that I probably won't. Because that made me who I am. I had to go through those things, regardless if it was bad things. I had to go through them, and there were some things that my mom even knew that I was going through, but she had to let me go through it as a man. I didn't have a father figure in the house. It was me, my mom, and my brother. So my mom had to raise two boys into being men, and it was some things that she could have stepped in and, hey Tev, that's not the way to do that. No, she let me go through it. So I can know future reference, that's something I don't need to be a part of. That's something that I need to step away from. And there were quite a bit of things that I knew in my mind, you know what, maybe I shouldn't be doing this. And I would look for guidance, and it wasn't there. My mom was there, but she made sure that I went through it first. And as soon as I figured out what the heck was wrong and that I should have been doing things differently, then we have a conversation. Now, again, am I telling you that is 100% right and how we should go about things? I do not know. However, there are ways to deal with things, many ways to deal with things. It depends on what kind of person you are. Are you going to fail and allow yourself to sit in that? Not move from that? Like, okay, I failed, I can't do anymore. No, that's not what you do, especially when you're chasing a dream. I don't care what it is. Tell you guys all the time, I don't care what your 9 to 5 is or your third shift is. If you are providing for your family, thank you. If you're providing for your family, great job on you. I know plenty of people that have records that can't do that because of decisions that were made when they were younger. But here we are, 2025. There's so many ways to make a living. Go get it. There's plenty of money out here. But you got to get up and you got to go find it. We got to stop being lazy. Stop being complacent with things. Like for the people that are on government assistance, and I know plenty of them. And I know some situations like you actually need the help. But I'm just being honest. I know people that don't need the help, but they're complacent. What are we doing? Are we teaching our kids that, you can do a certain amount of things to get this from the government and be able to live, I guess, comfortable? I don't see that as being comfortable. I don't. I've been busting my ass for a very long time. I don't get complacent. If you know me, you know I do not get complacent. And if I do, I will make a change immediately. I don't like feeling like I'm in a vest. What are those vests called? A straitjacket. Because a lot of situations, people feel like that because they don't have anywhere else to go. I don't think they do. They think that the life that they live right now is what it's going to be until the end of time. It doesn't have to be like that. You have to be the person to change whatever situation you're in. If it's a really bad situation and you know for a fact that you got to change your location, you got to change your scenery, that's on you and you only to do that. Nobody is going to be able to tell you that you have to change this and change that unless you realize it and you actually change it. Nobody's going to do it for you. You can't expect your parents, grandparents, whoever else to hold your hand for the rest of your life. It's just not going to work like that. Our people pass on and we can't control that. One thing that we cannot control is death. We can't. You don't know when it's going to happen, but it's going to happen. And then what happens when they're gone? Do you crash all the way out? Or do you figure it out? Or right now while you have time, if that is working on your credit, whatever the case may be, do it. What are you waiting on? What is the point of waiting until the last minute anymore? We don't know when God's going to come calling, and when he does, it's over with. You can't take that stuff with you. But while you're here, you can make it the best situation for yourself and for your family. This isn't time to give up. You already been bruised and beaten down, bloodied, whatever the case may be. Get the damn reward and finish. Do what you got to do to succeed. Do what you have to do to get to the next level. Because sitting here and bitching and crying about it is not going to do anything for you. It's going to sit here and give you an excuse. And we don't deal with excuses, especially not nowadays. Because these bills don't wait for nobody. They're not going to hear. They don't want to hear any excuses. They want solutions and they want their money. Am I right? I'm right. But I will say that you're in the wrong for feeling like you can't be better than what you are right now. I know plenty of people that have decided to just, take the outs on life and, you know what, I'm just going to give up. You can do that. And you can live a life of always looking over your shoulder, always living check to check and worrying about how you're going to do this and do that. My goal in my 32 years of life, which is something that came a little bit later in life because I had to learn it. I want to be comfortable as I get older. I'm going to be comfortable as I get older. My family is not going to go without. My family is going to have what they need at all times. And that's my mindset. I need to know that, like, if I leave here tomorrow, that my family will be okay. And that's what I'm working on. I don't plan on going nowhere. Promise I don't. But we never know. And I want to make sure that my wife and my children are fine. And I'm working on that. Every step of the way, every day. With wrestling, I would have loved to wrestle 20 more years. But do I think my body will hold up to that? No, I don't. I know it won't. My mental would have held up 10 more years from now? Probably not. That's why I got out when I got out. I got my mind, I got my body for the most part. And I'm okay. But I continue to do this podcast because I know that some of you are not okay. And that bothers me because I see greatness in everybody. And maybe it takes somebody like myself to help show you your own greatness. And guess what? That's fine. I'll do that every single day if I need to. But I want you to know that, regardless of how you feel right now and however things are going, that new job you just took that seems extremely hard because it's something out of your normal, you got this. You just got to focus. You got that promotion for a reason. You're getting the praises that you're getting for a reason. Everything that you do makes a difference. You might not see it, but we all see it. And maybe that's the mindset that a lot of people have, is they're looking for the positive results for them doing something. Like, hey, I put out this fire. Did you see me? If you're looking for validation, then you know what? Maybe you got to pipe back a little bit. Because everybody's not going to congratulate you for doing your job. You do something extraordinary, you do something that's legendary, cool, they're going to give you that. But I think that seeing the looks and the smiles on your kids' faces when you bring even the littlest of stuff home, like, it's the little things for my kids. It's the little things for my wife. That should be your reward. Being able to provide, being able to put smiles on your family's faces and making sure that everything is okay and everything is taken care of, that should be your reward. I'm not telling you that nobody should tell you thank you. I'm not telling you nobody shouldn't tell you good job. No, some people need that daily. Hell, I need that too. But stop looking for the hand claps every single time. You're setting yourself up for failure. And you might think that you're not doing a good job because nobody's clapping their hands at you every single time that you do something. I know that sounds crazy, and if you need to rewind the last 30 to 45 seconds, see what I'm talking about, I guarantee you'll see a difference. Because when a lot of people's mindsets are stuck like that, even when they're not doing a horrible job, because things just happen to slip and change just a little bit, they think they're failing and they think that nobody has their back. No, we do have your back, and we know that you're good at what you do. It's a difference. But again, some people need that validation. Guess what? That's what you need. Go get it. Just don't look for it every single time. It'll make you think you're a failure. I want you to win. I want you to be the best version of yourself. I want you to never ever look in that mirror and think that, hey, I'm not good enough. Because I guarantee you are. You're selling yourself short and you're making yourself seem weak. Because a lot of times when things are not going our way, we like to cower, we like to hide, and we like to point the finger. If you're not holding yourself accountable and you're sitting here blaming everybody else, you are failing. You're failing everyone around you, and most of all, you're failing yourself. Because you want to blame and point the finger at every damn body because things are not going the way they should. Guess what? That means that you need to work harder. You need to change the outcome. Because if you're in an establishment with people and shit is failing and you're just sitting back blaming everybody, you're part of the problem too. There are ways and situations to get around every single thing that's going on. Figure it out. Pick up the phone, call somebody, text somebody, figure it out. If you see something, say something. Don't let it be a continuous battle of bull, of dealing with the same things over and over again. Guess what? If it's failing, it's going to keep failing until somebody takes the time to help fix it. So are you going to be that person that's going to sit back and be the problem? That's adding fuel to this fire that's burning everything down? Or are you going to fix it in a positive way, make the phone calls that you need to make to try to fix whatever's going on? What are we doing? Today is a new day. Today is one of those days where I want you to sit back and put pen to paper and write out the things that are going wrong and write your own solutions to them. And if that's something you need to switch every 2 weeks, every week, whatever it may do in your life to fix everything that's going on that's wrong, to make your life be peaceful, less stressful. I don't want you to keep losing. And I don't want you to keep failing. But none of this will change unless you take the time to change it. And I know for a fact that you can do it. You just got to apply that pressure to yourself. It's always going to start with you and it's going to end with you. But you have to be the one to take that first step. I don't care if it's with the right foot or the left foot. If everything's going the way it's supposed to be, guess what? It's the right foot. It's the way that it's supposed to go. And I think that if people actually take the time to sit back and analyze everything in life and sit back and figure out exactly what's bothering them, what's going wrong, you will start to see things change. But that will never, ever be a different way of life for you if you become complacent and okay with things being the way that they are, failing and struggling. Nobody wants to struggle financially, especially mentally. I get it. But it's not going to change unless you change it. That's enough for that right now. I'll tell everybody, even though nobody listens, my inbox is open. Reach out at any time. If you need me to just give you some words of encouragement, I can do that. If you need to talk about anything, my line is always open. My inbox is always open. Don't feel like you can't do that. Don't feel like you have to be a stranger. It's because you don't see me in the ring every single weekend anymore, it doesn't mean that I'm away. Yeah, I'm a working man. I'm very busy. But I make time for my people. And especially situations like this. Because all I ever want to see you do is win. And if you are losing by yourself, let me help you win so we can win together. I love you guys, and I appreciate every single one of you. If nobody told you today, you are beautiful. If nobody told you today, I appreciate you. If nobody told you today, thank you. I love you guys. I'm out.